Welcome in, YouTube, to part 5 of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. I hope you're enjoying this videos. I hope you're enjoying this series. Don't forget to comment and like and subscribe and all that good stuff for the algorithm down below, and let me know what you're thinking of them. You can also catch me live on Twitch, where I will probably be streaming this for like the next ever. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube. Let's get on over to the gameplay. Lending a helping hand. Rakarok needs help learning about the Potsworn Kahi. What Rakarok needs is for new help hands to create good living for Potsworn Kahi. The help hand assigned to Kahi was hurt during the rock raid, so Rakarok took over, but he knows nothing of Kahi. What does Kahi want? What does Kahi need? Help hands do not bother the Potsworn with stray tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guess think. Please guess think with Rakarok. Find out what Kahi is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. Alright.
We're gonna talk to her. She's gonna be like, what are we doing?
Yeah, basically. This is where Kahi works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. That must be Kahi. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him. But that's not the way but that's not the way they do things around here, apparently. We'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guess think. Inspect the workshop. Okay, one of these things.
Well, he's hot for starters.
I mean, I wouldn't say I found him attractive, but
So not that kind of hot.
crafting materials.
I'm not missing Graha that much.
Well, he has no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing.
Hover over to him. Kahi.
Oh, the thing he's working on, too. I noticed that when I was going back. He must be boiling sitting so close to the furnace, and there's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in that stifling heat? Worn goldsmithing tools? Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones. I'm gonna go this way.
Untouched meal.
Where's the food? Ah, there in the middle.
Oh, that looks so
He's
good.
barely touched his meal. That dish is meant to be eaten hot or it loses its savor. Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea of what things Kahi might want to improve his working conditions. Let's head back outside and talk to Rakarok. Okay. Here we go. Rakarok. You made your observations. What did you guess think? First off, I noticed Kahi hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? But Rakarok is sure of nothing when it comes to Kahi's taste. I can help you with that. My brother Kona is also a Hetsaro, and while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share. Like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kahi probably wouldn't have been able to eat until it cooled down. By the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good, no matter the temperature. Rakarok never would have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all. But I don't think that was the only reason Kahi couldn't concentrate. The Hetsaro homeland is hot and dry, but even Kahi seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down this workshop? Oh, we could try a drafty shard. They make a lovely breeze. Do you know where we can get one of those? You can gather them from the shoals of no return. There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up on their search for the Golden City. So we salvage them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us, Arilith? And Folly?
Sure.
Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kahi's files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order. Ah! Rakarok was too preoccupied with stocking materials. A serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a help-hand's responsibility. Then we all have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. The shoals of no return are past the crags, through a tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. I got you, buddy. There was an ether current over there. Don't worry. We too.
They do look like pots. Vantage point?
Uh-huh. Well, these two. You're Arilith, aren't you? What brings you out here? Ah, the issue with caring for the potsworn. When they approached me with that same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Charlian instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feat of pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of help hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We are on our way back from procuring herbs for Uriange, in fact.
Unfit for help hands.
Yep. Settlements in Kazamauka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant, one of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital, when I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlian technology. This dude's got an obsession. My apologies. I have much to consider. If you will excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care, Arilith.
I'm still looking. There it is. I found the cave finally.
Nice. You spot the tunnel opening. Head through to the passage of shoals of no return, or something.
Yes.
Fiery orange crystal? Seems promising. Crystalline shard is faintly warm to the touch. It does not appear to be the wind crystal we seek. There's a pale blue... Feels damp in your hand, does not appear to be the wind crystal. Okay.
I'm just gonna keep doing the same things you do.
Yeah. Failing miserably at jumping. Okay, I don't see another interact. Oh, there we go. Green crystal, hey. Green has always meant wind. I bet you I am stuck on a rock. Bright green crystal.
I got stuck on the exact same rock.
This crystalline shard emanates a soothing whisper of wind. It seems you found the crystal we were asked to sell. I'm gonna teleport back. Is that a cool breeze Rakarok feels? It is indeed. Could also be the cool rain, though.
Nah.
Yes! Thank you for finding a drafty shard. Rakarok will add it to the new set of tools he brought. And I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hetzaru, and it's on its way even as we speak. Let's go in and see what Kahi thinks of our efforts. Indeed. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tools, and a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed a pot pact. I am grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two and I'll reciprocate with a piece worthy of a potsworn. An oil lamp to brighten the halls of Valak Shumsa. The craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation for quality, I trust. Such luster, such brilliance. Truly a gift fit for the Dawn servant. I'm glad you like it. Considering the time I've wasted till now, I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. Forgive my interruption. Lamachi, I am told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with the feat. That's great news! Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a potsworn. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise. Second promise. I drew inspiration from Kozama Uka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wondered why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Charlian goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Tuliolal, fortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study in there. I was raised among Hetzaru more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tiral's various peoples was eye-opening. You lived as a traditional Hetzaru. I have few fond memories of nomadic life. Interesting.
Hey. Real quickly.
Uh-huh.
Have we had a vision since Hyland?
No.
We're sure.
Yes.
We didn't see anything in post-game?
No.
Okay.
Just echo stuff. Well, no, and even then it wasn't echo, it was stuff we saw through the memoriat. The crystals.
Okay.
Rakarok is very grateful to you. I thank you both for your hard work and clever guessing. When it comes to help handing, knowing the potsworn really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. Complete. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Thancred and Urianger. I also ran into the Levieux twins on the way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. We are rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting. But even now, he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Rita Rock waiting. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. To keep them waiting. I don't trust Kona yet. But I am glad that he seems to be fair at the moment. I'm enjoying his character, I just don't trust him. Rita Rock thanks you for assisting Help Hand Rakarok. She will announce the feat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer. Okay, I can do that. I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the Potsworn to stay. How did you fare? Pretty well, actually. We convinced one to stay too. We made his life a lot easier. So you managed to do the same. Splendid. Alright, here's the first promise. Welcome to Earthenshire. First promise. We support your plans for salt crossings and the new Potsworn they will bring. Hail the mighty Zoralja. He cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebblestones. The resilient son for Dawn Servant. Zoralja was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, well, we meet again. Just in time for the feat to begin. I'll bet he was already here, laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Yeah, and that seems to be his MO. Claimants, your attention please. As Rita Rock has explained, many of our Potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by those artisans bring in much jingly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tuliolal merchants will suffer. So Rita Rock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. So we're to recruit new Potsworn. Makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne? You are free to refuse Rita Rock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zoralja's disqualification. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. Then Rita Rock declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. No kidnapping or lies. Bakul Jaja. The Elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. Which is exactly what we should do. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. That nasty brute is up to something. Aye. He may seek to delay us again, as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Brooklamat? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tuliolal to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Kona probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand. That's just statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Wukumeki Meki. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tuliolal it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? Not if you attune to the Etherites. No, no, no! I can't do it! I can't stomach another boat ride! You said I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really, really sick on boats, believe me, we know. We're aware. It's okay. Ooh, Clement. This is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit it. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? I'm positive. Mostly. I love Kryl. I'm so glad she's in this expansion. I'm so glad she's finally getting to explore with us. It's gonna be a fun time! Oh, she took us back. Okay. Oh, I need a moment. Upriver or downriver. Ihukya Atamu is too rough for me. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but I'd still rather not set on a foot on a boat if I can help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Ropley can help us recruit a potsworn. I feel like eventually, and hopefully like now or very soon, we should be unlocking this expansion's like delivery quests. Like the Studium deliveries and the Crystarium deliveries from Shadowbringers and Endwalker, as well as maybe collectible turn-in. Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Wakumeki Meki? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Ropley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. So what do you think? Do you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? Filching my artisans for the moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it is the Third Promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only, I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? Oh no, that makes sense. That makes a ton of sense. That Eorzean goldsmith. What about him? Which you will all remember from last part. You mean Fontaine? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. And considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he's only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the potsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Von Gentane at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over Expali of Thai. Then maybe we should go and talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. The two of us can handle this, take a rest at the cabins if you like. Okay. I would like to rest at the cabins, but I will help you talk to Von Gentane. Right. Let's go and see a man about a pot. Maybe she'll finally get those tacos she's been wanting too. Alright. Von Gentane. Oh, Arilith, you're here too. The third promise said she wanted to chat. I've just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? Yes, let's find a quiet spot outside. Nice overview by the sea, too. Good call, buddy. Good call. The last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yeah, I was, wasn't I? A lost soul. Until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. So what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you've settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a potsworn. Huh. I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the moblins, isn't it? But you're not a moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the right of succession. I need to bring a new potsworn to Earthenshire. So that is the way of it. We've barely met, and after pushing you to work at Wakumeki, I'm now demanding you throw that away and sign a pot pact instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I am now an official subject of Tuliolo. I've since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of the succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now, you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos, he was slain. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired. I never wished to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tuliolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Von Gentane. Thank you. I shall return to Master Ropley and inform him of my decision. Allow me. I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. It was a success! We did it! Hello? Perhaps you remember me. Brooke Evu, owner of Exalbayavtai. I'd like a word, if you don't mind. You're Wuklamat's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown, too, if the gossip's to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. It doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Interesting. Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop. Interesting. You can now gain access to role quests. Woo! Speak with Brooke Evu at Ixjalbi of Tai and pursue new adventures as you progress through the rite of succession. Let's go. Master Ropley, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but, Fontaine has agreed to sign the pot pact, yes? Well, it is a shame to lose a capable goldsmith. To have one of our own handpicked to serve the third promise is a great honor for Wakumeki. I appreciate your understanding. Of course, if you happen to know other talented artisans, regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. It could even be yourself, if you're so inclined. I'll keep that in mind. Though my time here was brief, I will not forget your kindness, Master Ropi. I am blessed to have these workshops be my first home in Tuliolo. Come back to us if the moblins cut you loose. You'll always have a job at Wakumeki Meki. I expect you'll want to leave for Earthenshire as soon as possible. I'll go and pack my things. What became of Von Gentane? Were you able to find him? We did, and he's agreed to become a potsworn. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have a little time. Splendid. We shall meet you anon. I had plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Von Gentane putting his faith in me, and I won't let him down. I don't think you will. I don't think you'll let him down. I think you will win. We can now unlock deliveries. Okay. Those are all going to be done off video and off stream. Right then. I have some things to take care of at the palace. While you can pass the time however you like, I'd suggest you head back to the cabins. After all, even heroes need to rest. We still have a big journey ahead of us. Welcome back, madam. You had a Landsguard messenger most anxiously waiting on your return. Arilith of the Third promises entourage. I've been going all over the city looking for you. The Dawn servant summons you to his palace. You are to present yourself to the gate guard stationed outside Sunperch at your earliest convenience. Didn't mean to skip that one. Okay. Speak with the Sunperch guard. Where is the thing? Right here. Oh, an instance. The Dawn servant awaits you within. While I was not informed of the reason for your audience, in terms of attire, I would suggest full battle regalia. All right. Are you gonna spar with him like Astinian was? Voice acting?
Forgive me this sudden summons. When I learned my daughter's champion was back in the city, I couldn't resist the opportunity.
Okay. Okay. He is rather tall. It is kind of imposing. The smirk.
And they call me head of resolve for good reason. Old as I am, I have not lost a battle worthy of the name since the day I took the throne.
What about the one with Astinian?
And I've been craving a proper challenge. The lance wielder, Astinian, he fought well enough, but our bout was ended before a victor could be decided. Judging by the sailors' gossip, you are a warrior of renown in your homeland.
I am.
Yet I wonder, with all your deeds done and victories won, are you warrior enough to stand against me?
Bro, I've slain gods. Why don't we find out? Yeah, why don't we find out? Let's say you better say it with a smile.
A spirited answer. Why not, indeed? Ha 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 ha! The battle rages upon me. I'll stop short of killing you, of course. But expect no other mercies.
Same for you, buddy.
Ready your arms and show me the truth of the tales.
Beast dance. Let's go. Allow me to practice my rotation. I don't know why I pulled through you. Probably because I always do.
I wanna fight to remember. Let's test the waters.
Okay. Ah. One side and then the other.
Ha ha! They didn't even blink.
Ooh, okay. Ah, got it. Easy enough.
Ha ha ha! I see you know the Viper style. Ha! Let's see how you handle this.
Oh. Not what I was expecting. There we go, though.
The spearman did not lie. Very well, then.
Oh.
Resolve and reason, kingdom. All right.
Ooh.
Ha! Did you think you had my mission?
I did.
Take this! Still holding up? We're far from finished.
Sure about that? Double hit. Okay, so you made copies of yourself. Go over here. On that side first. All right.
No more holding back.
Doubling again. Oh.
Stay alert.
Right. Doubling again. Alright.
Ha ha ha! You fight well indeed.
Burning Sun. Basically, after that one goes off, we're going to move into it. Boom. Okay.
You really are formidable.
And I'm close to winning, buddy, unless you've got something up your sleeve. Doubling. But I'm not convinced you do. Okay, magic. Oh, and they doubled again. Okay.
Now we'll see what you're truly
go here.
made of.
Okay. This one I think came up first. Yep. Ooh! Nice try, buddy!
That will do. You've shown me
Oh.
more than enough.
But we're not gonna be declared the victor. He's ending it before he loses. That's funny.
I brought my full strength to bear against opponents before, but you are the first to withstand it.
Yeah.
Even with my head of reason asleep, I never expected you to give me so much trouble. Estinian did not exaggerate. You are a force to be reckoned with. Ha 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 ha! Now, a confession. I said I crave a challenge, and that was no lie. But I had another reason for calling you here.
Oh?
I had to judge for myself if you were fit to attend my beloved daughter.
Okay.
In some respects, she is much like me. Hard-headed and prone to rush into danger. But one with your adamant defense could shield Lamati from those who would do her harm. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuliyola, but a concerned father. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then tell me, given your journey together thus far, what is your impression of Lamati? Whether it be as their promise or just a companion on the road. Speak your mind.
She's young but has potential. I'm not gonna say she's not ready to rule. No. I believe in my friend.
Ha! A tactful response, but agreed. She is not ready for the throne. Not yet. Lama Chi thinks she understands her many peoples. Their histories, their cultures, their beliefs. But she knows only what she's seen in the capital. And it's not only her who concerns me. Even this early in the contest, you must have realized. As potential rulers, all 4 claimants are lacking.
No kidding.
This is why I elected to hold the right of succession. Not to choose a fitting candidate, but to cultivate one. And if no one has impressed me by the end of it, then to no one will I yield my throne.
Interesting. I don't know how well that's gonna go over.
As a parent, I pray that my children rise to the occasion. With outsiders dragged into my game, I am also hopeful that the different perspectives you and your companions have to offer will inspire them to grow. I imagine you in particular have traveled many lands, know many peoples and cultures, loved them and being loved in turn. Guide Lama Chi as you think best. Walk at her side and, when needed, push her to walk ahead.
I can do that.
I knew it. There I was, about to sit down for some of Namika's cooking, when I heard that Papa had sent for you. You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
What?
I see there is no point in denying it. You needn't worry, daughter. I took care not to inflict lasting injuries.
He didn't inflict any injuries.
You and your ally may return to the contest without disadvantage. No harm done.
I swear, just as I was learning newfound respect for my father. Let's take our leave of this battle-mad oaf before he calls on the rest of my entourage.
Watch over her, champion.
I will, Dawn Servant. I will.
Kona's recruits are no less sharp, as one might expect of Galof's countrymen. They saw the flaws in our claimants from the outset. The other two, though, they dismiss comrades willing to point out their shortcomings, and no good can come of it.
At least he's aware. And I was hopeful he was, that they weren't good for the thing. If he had his way, Papa would keep dueling until the day he dies. Even now, I know of only 3 people who didn't need to be carried away after their bouts. Zor Al-Jah, your lance-wielding friend Estinian, and yourself. You really do live up to your fearsome reputation. I'm curious though, did Papa want anything else of you? Just a sparring partner. Well, if that's all it was... Trust me, just a sparring partner. Alright, Wook Lamont thinks it's time to gather her allies for the road ahead. I still haven't had one bite of Namika's food thanks to Papa's nonsense, so I'm going back to finish my plate before I head out. I've otherwise asked everyone to meet at the Forard Cabins. Come and join us after you've had a moment to recover, eh? Alright. Forgot to close the door. Voiced cutscene or no? Voiced cutscene or no? Let it be voiced. Probably not, with Fontaine showing up. Sorry to keep everyone waiting. Is that it? You're all set to go? I left Eorzea prepared to travel in search of work, so I had few belongings to begin with. Bidding farewell to my fellow artisans took rather a lot of time, however. Again, I appreciate you making this commitment, Fontaine. Shall we depart for Earthenshire, then? A word before you go. Wakivu, what are you doing here? Ah, I spend my days correcting manners, and here I am perpetrating the grave offense of delaying the third promise's departure. Don't you do it. Please, take up your axe and rend my flesh unto taco meat. Must your demands be so gruesome? Besides, I told you that kind of thing doesn't bother me. Alright then, I won't let it bother me either. What was that all about? I'd come to the city to purchase supplies when I spotted your entourage. Getting ready to leave? You seek the City of Gold, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. It's the final step of the rite of succession. If you know anything about the subject, I'd love to hear it. Then allow me to be of service. As you know, legends of the Golden City have been passed down in Tyrol for 1,000 years. Yet when it comes to describing the place itself, the stories do not always agree. Some portray it as one might expect, a glittering metropolis of golden towers. Others suggest it is more unassuming and owes the name to a fabulous treasure hidden at its heart. Every telling, however, has a common thread. Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return. But we will. We will. The lesson to be learned from this third promise is that to seek the legend is to court death. I must implore you to proceed with the utmost care. That is all I wish to say. I shall pray for your safe journey. Thank you, Wukibu. What are we to make of these cautionary tales? If every expedition has ended in tragedy, how then did the Dawn Servant find the city and return without incident? It seems the legend originated with the Yakhoi. Speaking with them remains our strongest lead, I feel. A lead we shall follow in time, but first, let us see Von Shantain safely into the Moblin's care. Let us be. Meanwhile, in Kuzumalpa.
Finding a willing artisan was even easier than expected. Many indeed are eager to curry favor with the Resilient Sun, especially if it means sharing the promise of new territories.
Okay.
Those who prove useful will have all the land they desire.
Oh, such generous words, yet the manner in which he speaks them. If neither wealth nor territory are of value, wherefore does he seek to bring the world to heel?
That's a good question.
Step aside.
Remind me. There was no rule against poaching craftsmen from other claimants. Was there?
Do not be foolish, Bakul Jaja.
Foolish would be carrying on with these dull feats when all I need to win are the keystones. And besides, it's long past time I humble this arrogant one-head. The Dawn servant may have sired you against all odds, but there is nothing blessed about your birth. Only a two-head is fit to rule. Only we are worthy. Draw your weapon! Face me in battle, and learn your place.
Don't do it, Zeralja. Or do it.
A moment, first promise. Leave him alive, if you would. I foresee a use for this nuisance.
Okay. Interesting.
Too scared to make the first move? Then allow me!
Dang! Gets him with just a punch? Okay.
But he's just a runt.
My thanks for your restraint.
I can kill him whenever I please.
Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised if he could, actually. That was pretty...
Your part in this is far from over.
I don't like this guy. I don't like any of the three main people here that are talking. I don't like their I don't like them, but I like their character. Like, they are very well written. But I want to know what that one's up to. We're back, and we've brought with us a willing potsworn. This is Von Shintain, a talented goldsmith who once worked at Espheim's Aesthetic in Ul'dah. Wonderful! Impressive! You are first to return, Third Promise. And with an artisan from across the salt, no less. We welcome you and your unique skills to Earthenshire. Help Hand will show you to the workpot. This is it then. I look forward to hearing you proclaim Dawn Servant. Thank you, Von Shintain. I'll be sure not to disappoint you. You have reach met the requirements of the Feat of Pots. Redirock represents your keystone with joy smiles and well wishes. Okay, this one's blue. That makes 3. More Potsworn candidates! Come, come! Tell Raiderrock your tales! Another feat accomplished. Another keystone acquired. Oh ho ho! You are doing well. I expected nothing less of Zeralja's esteemed siblings. Your cleverness in particular is most admirable, Second Promise. We must have you apply that Charlian knowledge you so cherish, and arm Taral with weapons of Magitech design. In your role as the new Dawn Servant's chief advisor, of course. The tools of war hold no interest for me. I wish only to improve our nation through practical innovations. Foreign powers will think twice about testing our strength once Tuliolol is known for its advanced technology. Just as the Garlean Empire was deterred from invading Charlane. That may well be true, but how long will it take Tuliolol to progress to this advanced state? How many years? The collective commitment to education and hard work, it should not take so very. Your way is too slow. Easier to expand our territory and swallow Charlane whole. Conquer other nations through force of arms, and you're looking at a future of uprisings and bloodshed. Yours wouldn't be the first failed empire. Then we keep fighting until the mounting costs convince them to lay down their weapons, until all have grown tired of loss. Do you not know anything about the Garlean Empire? How would such an outcome bring anyone joy? What you propose is a mockery of peace. Raiderrock is reminded of days long ago. In the time before Tuliolol, there were no pot packs for the Potsworn. It was normal to grab snatch artisans and force them to work for mobbies. Until the day Gulal Jaja arrived, the families of the grab snatch pleaded with him, and so he came to Earthenshire. Mobbies are not a warmake people. We feared death had come for us, but Gulal Jaja just wanted to talk. Be at ease. We are here to trade words, not blow. The goldwork crafted in this village is superb. One can tell at a glance the quality of materials used, the mastery of technique employed. Yet it does not stir the heart. A goblet shaped by bound hands and broken spirit is devoid of luster. Compare that now to the work of a joyful artisan. She pours her very soul into her creations, and they shine like the newly risen sun. Have you not seen this to be true? And so began the custom of good living. Happy Potsworn make good works, and good works make mobbies happy. Gulal Jaja's words were wise. Joy smiles did indeed bring fine craft and much jingly shine. So the head of reason was behind the forging of pot packs. Yes, reason and clever think changed Mobby's way of life. And onward he goes. The first promise tires of your talk of olden days. He would rather look to the future and the next feat. Then so too shall we! That smile was creepy. We should be going on as well. Bakul Jaja never did come back, did he? Don't tell me we're gonna go look for him. Do you have a moment, Third Promise? Rakarok would repay you for hand helping with Kahi. He brings a tale of the Golden City. Really? I'd love to hear it. The towers, the streets, all fashioned from gold. Everywhere you look, every splendor you can imagine. The young, the old, and everyone in between. They live in golden happiness. A city of eternal bliss, forever perched above the clouds. Everything fashioned from gold, eh? And just imagine everyone living in golden happiness. Now that's a city I'd like to visit. Excuse me, Rakarok. Where did you hear that particular tale? From our longtime Yakoi friends. They live up in the mountains, in Urkopacha. The giants again. Seems everything is pointing us their way. This feat and everything leading up to it has taught me much about the Moblin way of life. I'll be sad to leave Earthenshire and your joy smiles behind. Right, we should go and see the giants next. Agreed. Golden mysteries notwithstanding, their village is featured prominently in the saga, and it is not to be ignored. The Urkopacha Highlands should be easy enough to reach from here. If we leave Earthenshire from the west, there's a road which leads up into the mountains. Let's find that first. Looks like the trail is going to get steep from here on in. I hope everyone is ready for some climbing. Third Promise! I'm glad I caught you. Ridarok asked me to bring you back to the village. She says there's something she forgot to give you. Huh? Something other than the keystone? Yes, an item of great importance, or so I was told. It shouldn't take long if you would please follow along, or something like that. I wonder what this is all about. Well, no need for everyone to come. I'll be back in a little while. No, this seems fishy. This seems fishy. Like, even without audio cues, this seems fishy. He had rather interesting hair for a hero. Or should I say Tanawata? In any case, strange that I never noticed him while we were in Earthenshire. Yeah, I agree. I agree that this is odd, Kryl. This is taking quite a while. Just keep waiting for now, I suppose. Now we wait longer. Perhaps there were complications. Well, let us wait a little longer. This was absolutely a trap. Involving... Bakul Jaja. This is getting a little ridiculous. Did she get lost on the way back to find us? But how? There's only one road. I wouldn't underestimate Wuklamat's sense of direction, or lack thereof. Fortunately, she has a link pro. Let's see what's keeping her, shall we? Strange. No answer. She's not responding. Perhaps we should all return to Earthenshire. 'Twas Ridarok who had business with her, yes? Back again so soon? We've come looking for Wuklamat. Did you not send someone to fetch her? Ridarok did not! Neither has she seen the Third Promise since you were last here. Uh-oh. Then who was that man who came for her? Oh? I thought you'd already left. Left already. Where is Lamachi? Is she not with you? Well, this dude came and said she was supposed to come back here real quick. And then she never came back. You don't know where she is. How could you let this happen? That thou shouldest worry for thy sister is understandable. Yet rather than assign blame, thine energies are better spent on locating her. True that. I will help you search. This is not how I'd wish a fellow claimant to lose the contest. My sister least of all. In that case, dividing our forces will allow us to cover more ground. Arilith and I should work together at least. The better to facilitate communication between our groups. Okay. Then the rest of us will split up. Report in should you find anything. We'll be on our way as well. Right. Keep in touch. Come. We should begin our search. Okay. Thank you for watching part 5 of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. I hope you enjoyed it, YouTube. Don't forget that you can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/CalebGames here, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube. I'll see you around.